All right, hello everybody. Today we are looking at my HK45c, which is the HK45 compact. These guns came out in the mid 2000s. I don't remember the exact date, but the full size is the HK45 and the compact is the HK45c. They're very similar, but they do not look exactly the same because the full size has what I call the Batman grip, or so I'm sorry, the Spider-Man grip, and this one has the P2000 grip, although I do have mine covered up with Talon grip tape. But anyway, this was one of those impulse buys. I don't normally look at new guns at the gun shop. I usually go in and just look at the used stuff. But I am a mild HK fanboy in that I like HKs, and I seen this one. I'm like, you know what? I've been wanting to hold one of those, so I asked to see it, and I couldn't believe how good the grip felt in my hand. It just fit my hand really good. Felt like an extension of my arm. And I went home that night, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I went back the next couple days and bought it. It is chambered in 45 auto. It has an 8-round magazine, which means it is a 9-shot with one in the chamber. It is a unloaded for one, and is a double action, single action semi-automatic, which means you can carry it cocked and locked like a 1911, or you can decock it and carry it in double action mode, where you got a heavy first pull and then a light second pull from thereafter. Is a good gun if you're coming off 1911s. You know them real well. The USPs and these HK45s are a nice transition gun. They're very similar manual arms. The ergonomics on this, I feel, is a little better than the USPs. The good thing about the HK45s for lefties like me is they're a little bit more ambidextrous by having the right side slide stop for us lefties. And I did also add the ambidextrous safety selector, and they have the paddle mag release, which is easy to use. Other than that, as far as takedown and all that, they're very similar, if not the same, to the USP series. Drop the mag, line up with the cutout on the slide, push the slide stop out, take the slide stop out, pull the slide off. It has a single captive recoil spring, unlike the USPs, which is a double spring. And what I guess this is supposed to be some type of buffer. It's a piece of freaking plastic, whatever. Goes back together real easy. It does have the hammer forged barrel, which is supposed to be cannon grade, I believe. And the cool thing about the HK45 series is they have the O-ring barrel, which is supposed to be a little bit more accurate. Not for me, because I'm not a good pistol shot, but it's nice to know it's there. Did come with a couple extra O-rings from what I remember. Reassembly, easy, just like the USP series. Make sure that's lined up. Line up the cutout and the slide. Like that. Back together real easy. What's to say about this gun? Well, this is probably the gun that stays close to me in the house as far as what I would consider a bedside gun. So that tells you how I feel about it. I think it's a great handgun. It is equivalent to the size of a Glock 19. Got one here I can compare it with. So there's your Glock 19 and your HK45c. Difference is 9mm and God's caliber. Overall, they're very similar. I'd say the HK45 is a little wider. If it had the LEM without the safety selector on it, it would probably be very comparable. I keep a light on this one. Like I said, it's what I would consider a gun, you know, that I would trust with my life. So stays close to me in the house at night. It does have these, they're not night sights, but they glow in the dark if they're exposed to light, which is like, whatever, it doesn't make sense. But they're like that glow in the dark crap we had when we were kids, you know, whatever, toys and t-shirts and whatnot. You expose them to light and they would glow for a while. That's what they are. Doesn't do much good if it's sitting in a dark drawer at night and you have to grab it. They're not going to be lit up unless you expose them to light first. So one of these days, I may put night sights on it. Until then, I have a light. So I found they make a good profile in the dark when you're using your light. Don't really need the dots. Just my take. But anyway, I added the Talon grip tape. Thing I did notice when I first started shooting it the first time out was the grip it felt like the gun was slipping around in my hand a little bit when being fired. These do have a sharp recoil, sharper than I was expecting, especially if you're used to shooting a USP series. I mean, it's a polymer compact 45, and then I use the word compact loosely. These days it's not really considered a compact, but in my day, back in the, you know, Stone Age, 80s and 90s, this would have been a compact. But anyway, it's a lighter 45, so it's going to have some recoil. The grip was didn't really stay. Gun didn't really felt like it wanted to come out of my hand, and that might be an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. It just didn't really feel like it was staying put. So I added this, and it made a night and day difference. I will say, if I was going to carry this concealed, I would probably switch over to the Talon rubber texture, just because if this was rubbing up against my body, I think it would be very uncomfortable. Anyway, I don't know if there's anything else really I need to say about it. It does have the normal rail like all guns have now, where you can stick just about any light on it, unlike the USPs that have a proprietary rail. That's one improvement for sure over the USP series. As far as is it better than a USP 45 compact? I don't know. I don't have one. I've never held one. I did have a USP compact 9mm for like a day, I think. But I really like this gun. I think it's a good gun. It does use the 45 compact mags. I think they're the same. I think it's a little slimmer through the, you know, the slides tapered towards the top a little bit more. I would imagine it's a little slimmer than the USP 45 compact. If I was looking at, I know these are considerably cheaper. I don't really know why. I know the HK45 and 45c are a lot cheaper than the USP series. I've seen these. I think I picked this thing up for like $650 brand new, which I thought for a striker fired HK, considering what the USP series goes for, I thought that was a pretty good deal. Of course, that was probably 6 or 7 years ago at least. But I don't think they've gone up that much. I want to say they're probably in the $750 range, I'm guessing. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. I don't know. But it's definitely not anything I'm going to be getting rid of anytime soon. It's been 100% reliable with everything I put through it. All my hand loads, hollow points, full metal jackets. Even I've run some cast bullets through it. I'm not going to get into a debate about polygonal rifling and cast bullets, but yeah, I've done it with this. And it didn't really foul the barrel any more than I noticed with anything else I shoot through it. I don't know that I would make that same decision with the Glock. I think the insides of the barrels are a little bit different. The Glocks are more prone to leading. But none of my Glocks are 45s anyway, so... Anyway, yeah, I don't know if there's a whole lot more to say about it. Like I said, the guns are... The HK45 series is a little more ambidextrous, so it's a little more friendly to us lefties. It's a nice, compact little 45. It does, in my opinion, have a little bit sharper recoil than most of the 45s I've shot, so be prepared for that. If you're interested, I'd recommend renting one for the range, or if you know somebody has one, try shooting it first to make sure it's your cup of tea. But I would say that about any gun that you're considering buying. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably missing some stuff. I always have a checklist in my head of stuff I want to go over on these things before I start them. Try to keep my videos short, under 15 minutes, so we're about to hit that point. I will say that I haven't done a video for quite a while, and today I've done 3, so I'm going to be very inconsistent on posting stuff. I don't really... In one of the other videos I stated I'm doing this for me, and that's pretty much it. So if you get something out of it, great. I've done all 3 of my HKs, so I'll probably move to SIGs next, or maybe Glocks. I don't know. Or I could come off the wall with something else totally different, but it just depends on how I'm feeling and what I'm feeling like talking about. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and look forward to making another one.